The advice I give somebody who's pursuing a leadership position is, I think, number one, use a humility approach. And that is just by saying, just be open-minded. To be at a table with a collective intelligence that is going to be discussing issues, hard issues like diversity and inclusion, I think you have to be very open-minded, but also bring a sense of curiosity with you as well. You will bring a certain sense of, I think, expertise to that table, but probably more important is just that voice. I think many a times we as minority physicians have really underestimated the value of that voice, and sometimes we'll be real hesitant in bringing that to the table, thinking that we don't have much to contribute. But I think we have to rethink that. We have to almost reinvent ourselves to be able to come to that table and realize that what we do have to provide and contribute is major, and I think we have to essentially, I think we need to value that and bring that value to the table and not be, because we are a major contributor for that, I think. So for those that are seeking more knowledge about diversity and inclusion, I think rule number one is, educate yourself. As physicians, we are taught to engage in lifelong learning. And the reality with diversity and inclusion, I think that's a critical piece of it. But along with that is think outside the box. Use examples, especially in the business world, of what they have learned from doing this work for several decades now, and ask ourselves, what can we learn from business, being outside of healthcare, that we can actually bring into the healthcare industry to kind of think in a whole different manner than we have. It's almost like reinventing ourselves, so to speak. And so I think thinking outside the box, there's plenty of wonderful resources available to us, a number of books, a number of workshops that we have available to us for our own professional development, and continue to seek that education, and then bring those tools and implement them in what we can do for diversity and inclusion. I found success most in that arena when I finally went outside of that box and started realizing, geez, business has been talking about this since the 90s. And they've resolved some of these same issues that we're talking about today. I think being able to implement some of those tools and some of that understanding, I think, has made a big difference. So I think just like we engage in lifelong learning and we try to learn as much as we can about a topic in healthcare and diseases and conditions, we need to do the same about being very resourceful and looking outside of the usual realms we look at.